I mean, generally, you're not a man of taste.
I had to watch all of it.
Oh, yeah.
Am I gonna say to this clerk at Smith's?
Oh, yeah.
I just want these to like that.
Yeah, I got a Celine. I should have worn my Celine Dion shirt.
Welcome everybody to the Broken Spoken Podcats. We got the whole crew today.
Word. I'm happy that
Mitch is here today.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's me.
it's the return of the M word. How are you guys doing?
I'm feeling, like, really good today.
I'm feeling great.
It's really
How
weird.
How are you, Corey?
I'm great.
I mean, yeah,
Cool.
I didn't have anything to say why I felt good. Let's go straight to Corey.
Agreed.
Well,
Agreed. Yeah.
Why are you good?
Why am I good?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess my upbringing. I'm a good boy. You know, I'm a good person. And stuff. Why are you fantastic?
Okay. So
Since you're so adamant about sharing.
usually it's because I'm not adamant about sharing. And this year, I don't know, the holidays feel right. Feel alright with the holidays because I was able to get some cool shit for people, but like for free.
Yeah.
I just like fell into some gifts and I'm like, I'm gonna re-gift the fuck out of these. It's
I
gonna
love
be great.
that shit.
So I was able to not spend money and spoil people.
That's fucking nice, man.
Yeah.
People deserve to be spoiled when you can do it.
Jake saved Christmas.
Jake saved Christmas.
And maybe a little bit because I got a Nintendo Switch, and I don't think that I have felt that from a video game for so fucking long. Like, I'm in my zone.
Yeah.
Where I belong.
I have to be honest, you know me, I don't really give a fuck about most of those kind of things.
Yeah.
But you showed me that thing, I'm a little jealous.
They're
that
kind
thing
of cool.
is fucking dope. And the idea of having a portable gaming system that can also be a console.
Yeah, and it's console quality games. Like, you hear that, and you're like, okay. But then you actually play it, and you're like, this is like taking a game console, take your pick, Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, whatever. It's like that caliber of games. I downloaded a bunch of demos, checked out the graphics are on point, system feels nice. Like the Wii U that came right before, that shit felt tacky. It felt cheap. Like you held that tablet controller, and it didn't feel good. So.
That's what I thought it was when you were showing me. I thought it was the Wii U. Because the Wii U works off the Wii, right?
I mean,
Or is
it's that's the part of the problem. That's a confusing conversation. People don't even know how to separate like the Wii and the Wii U. They're two totally separate consoles.
Why the fuck did they call it the Wii U then?
Who knows?
Because there's no I in...
We would like to play with you.
There's two eyes in Wii.
So no, I'm just like, I haven't felt that giddy about something like in my hands probably since my wiener when I was 12.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about it.
You felt many 12-year-old wieners.
Granted, I wasn't an adult yet.
All right, consensual.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. No, it looks pretty badass. I'm hoping for a gaming console for Christmas.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna happen, but I hope so.
I'd highly recommend. I mean, I haven't been able to test out battery life yet, but like from what I can tell, it's matching my habits of like if I were to sit down and just jam for a second on a pick up and go game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it.
And honestly,
phone games suck.
I just want the PS4.
Yeah?
Ah,
Is that what you're shooting for?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
My son's got a PS4. I bought him that in September for his birthday, and I've never played it. I like because he's 14, so I like giving him his own shit and his own space,
For
and
sure.
like not contingent, you know.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't. But anyway.
And then he's in there and he's like, I wish my dad would play games with me.
No, I fucking guarantee you he's not. But no, the Star Wars games, like the Battlefront 2. I've never played Battlefront, the first Battlefront.
Yeah.
After I found out there was no, what's it called? Campaign?
Yeah.
I didn't really give a fuck that much. I'm not an online guy, but the Battlefront 2, it has a campaign. And I still to this day play the original Battlefront games.
Oh, and there's what, like 196 Star Wars games out?
Oh, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give or take.
And about 5 of them are good.
Have you ever played... Are you a gamer at all, Mitch?
Yeah.
What do you play?
I'm still rocking the Xbox 360.
They got good fucking games, man.
But
Gears of War.
Gears of War.
The only game I had, physically, was Battlefield Earth 2.
Yeah?
And that game's fucking fun. But then I went and got Call of Duty, Ghosts, older game. I don't care. I
Oh,
don't really
Call of Duties are a diamond. Like, they're all the same.
Yeah,
So
it's still
pick
fun.
one.
I don't really
They're
get.
fucking cool though. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
right? Don't they all have like different storylines and?
Well, it's
shit
just
like
the
that?
level design's just so
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
So I try to game as much as I can, but
I got my son a Call of Duty game for Christmas. That World War II.
It's pretty
Ooh.
graphic.
I'm looking at.
that's what I want.
Yeah.
You know, they kill people in those games.
Yeah. Fucking right on. Yeah. That's cool. So you're looking forward to Christmas? You mean you get to spoil a bunch of people?
Yeah, mainly, like, I like going over to my brother's place, and I'm able to this year. We were going to do something with the wife's family, but I think just something fell out, and there's so many of them that they all kind of have their own, like, families at this point. You know,
Yeah.
everybody's to that, but I just have the one brother, so I go over to his place. He's got 5 kids, so I get to watch, like, 5 kids go ape shit on gifts, and that just feels good. You
Yeah,
know?
that's cool.
Because I had a blast with Christmas growing up. Like, I knew I was getting basically my list. You know, my mom was just out of this world with Christmas, so PlayStation 2, GameCube, new
Yeah.
TV. Like, I had a badass TV before my friends, and so I'm just like, want to come over and play games?
I never had a TV when I was a kid. One of my own, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had rockin' Christmases, though. It was like we didn't, like, I grew up in the country, so we didn't put a lot of stock into video games and shit like that. We
Right.
had a Nintendo when they came out, you know, the OG Nintendo and
Hell
shit.
yeah.
But, you know, we're working all the time, so sitting
Oh,
in front
for
of the
sure.
TV playing shit, my dad wasn't cool with that.
So what does a country guy get for Christmas?
Fucking Ninja Turtles when he's a kid.
Dope.
And all of them, you know, my parents always hooked me up with all that kind of shit that I liked, and they kind of seemed like they wanted, not looking back, it seems like they wanted me to have stuff like that I would play with, that would kind of.
I think parents do a thing with gifts where they want you to stay a kid for as long as possible. Like,
Yeah.
I was getting games when I was in my teens that I'm like, come on. Like, I'm
Oh, really?
I'm a teenager, Mom. I'm basically a man now.
Fucking some
And
of my
she-
favorite ones is they would get me Legos, like Lego sets when
God.
I was in high school, but I never had them growing up.
Back when they were affordable.
And I was like, this is the coolest fucking shit in the world. When I was, you know, I'm fucking not even a virgin anymore. I'm like, Legos fucking rock.
They're dope. I have a good
Doesn't
time.
matter
with them.
how old you are. Legos
Right.
still are the shit.
What are
Well,
your
no.
Christmas
And G.I.
gifts?
Joes. I don't give a fuck how old you are.
Like
Yeah.
the big ones,
No.
like the normal little.
Oh, you mean the
Yeah.
Army Men?
Yeah. Not the
Hell
Army
yeah.
Man.
Like I liked Green Army Men. I like the little.
Yeah, the little one. Yeah.
Yeah, I fucking
But
love
G.I.
those.
Joe's, like, not the big fucking G.I. Joes, but
Is that the brand? Maybe they were that brand.
No, he's talking about the action figures.
the
Okay,
little-
3.5s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Those are cool.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I used to go apeshit. Speaking of toys, small tangent. Burger King and McDonald's toys used to be better than like retail stores. Like the Pokemon shit that I got from Burger King was unreal.
Yeah.
They had like gold carrot cards and then plushie dolls and spin tops and fucking action figures and all this stuff. I was like, what the hell? This is all. Let's go eat fast food all the time. And I think that's why we had to stop. But god damn, it was good. What are your highlights? Like, what did you get as a kid? I was video games almost exclusively.
Like I said, G.I. Joes and Legos. Like, Mom did her best to get us close to what we wanted and stuff.
Yeah. Is that what you wanted? You wanted to... Like, did you get games?
No.
No? No. Okay.
No.
Movies?
I get movies sometimes.
I get
Good
movies
movies.
sometimes, but
That's when you got, like, the new movie from 2 months ago.
Yeah.
That you're like, damn,
Just came out.
I bet this cost, like, $19.99.
Yeah, no shit, right? Yeah, you're buying, spending fucking $30 nowadays on a 2-month-old movie.
Oh, now they retail, like, 40.
Fuck
Brand
that.
new.
That's
I
fucking
used to work in
insane.
electronics. Yeah, that shit was like,
Well,
whoa.
every movie that comes out pretends that it's Star Wars or something. It's not worth that much fucking money.
Even the new Star Wars pretend like they're Star Wars.
Fucking Star Wars are Star Wars. They're fucking rad. Speaking of which, am I the only one in the room that has seen The Last Jedi?
Yeah.
Fuck you guys. Would have been great to
I
talk
want
about.
to.
I've seen it.
You want
No,
to...
you haven't.
Wait, is that the one with the...
Return of the Jedi? I've seen that one.
Yeah. No, the new one. Episode 8.
Yeah, Return of the Jedi.
Okay. Anyway.
The Last Jedi?
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe me
I haven't
and
seen
you
that one.
should $5 Tuesday that bitch.
Are you kidding me? It just barely released.
Who cares? You'd be surprised at how many people aren't willing enough to make it there on Tuesday.
Well, that information would have been nice Tuesday ago.
So I want to let you splooge all over Star Wars and then talk about something that Star Wars brought up in my brain that's just...
Oh, I'm not going to say much about Star Wars, especially if you guys haven't seen it. That movie is just fucking riddled with spoilers. I know there's a lot of people that don't like the outcome of it. And all I could say about that is that, in my opinion, most people need to take a step fucking back and pretend that Hollywood isn't making movies for them exclusively.
Well, they need to stop thinking that it's become popular to be critical. It's not popular to praise, it's popular to shit on. Like reaction videos that are, snarky do better than I feel complete after watching this. Like, you don't hear that.
Well, and that's why, like, there's certain people I will only listen to. Like, I unfollowed a lot of fucking movie sites and shit that I used to be into because they exactly that. Their whole fucking thing is about shitting on movies. And for me, like, if there's one guy that you're going to listen to about Star Wars, especially if you live in Utah, it's Brian Young.
Yeah, for sure.
Is he,
everything you've told me about that guy, he's legit.
Yeah, and it's pure love of the movie. That's what he looks for in it. That's what, you know what I mean? I'm sure that in all reality he could sit back and try to dissect this and what he would have done differently. That's the thing that fucking gets me fired up about
what
when
I
people
would have
talk
done.
About movies. Exactly.
It's
what
like
you would have done is fucking nothing because you're make
honestly
movies
getting
for a
away
living.
from the point of making movies, which
Right.
is to create and share your expressions, not to have somebody be like, nah, your feelings are stupid.
Yeah, I know it's dumb to get worked up about it, but you see all these
I get
reviews, like, and I didn't see it until last Sunday, and it was out for a couple of days, so I see a bunch of people like, oh, well, it wasn't what I was hoping for, and and all this shit. I'm like, well, fuck, maybe it's gonna suck.
Well, dude.
And then I go in there, and I shit you not. I mean, I know I have a weird connection to Star Wars that most people don't, but I honestly cried 4 fucking times, like tears.
That's awesome.
You know what I mean? And
did you know I cried during a Post Malone song, like when I first got exposed to
What's
it?
with you and Post Malone?
No
I don't
shit.
get it. But that's cool.
You don't feel deeply connected to some music?
Oh, I do.
Cool.
Post Malone?
Alright, then just end the conversation there.
You can end it whatever you want. You can crawl across this fucking table and smack that grin on his face. I don't give a fuck.
I love punches.
No, that's basically my thing is that, and I know that I'm doing the same fucking thing.
Les Mis, that was the last movie I cried.
Les Mis. Oh God, I cried at that fucking movie.
At that movie.
And that's the only time I ever saw. That was my introduction to Les Miserables. But it was fucking sad. But as I know, me dogging these people out for having their opinions and shit like that.
No, dude. Video game journalism was destroyed for me from when I first latched on in my early 20s, seriously, to following it. Like, that was what I did. I checked Twitter. I read news. I read more than I played. I followed everything. I loved these voices and everything. And then they changed. And that's like, it changed with the times to adapt to the incoming of the millennial ways of just, zero attention span, on to the next thing, whatever. And that bred a lot of good shit. I don't shit on the millennial generation. I think they're bringing some awesome change with, like, the demand, Like, it's such a demanding, my attention is only this much, so it better be worthwhile. And there's all these pocket groups formed, whatever. But, like, video game journalism turned into the same thing to where I'm like, I don't even fucking care about your review anymore. It doesn't hit any points. You're being hypercritical about certain things that I don't... It fell out from appreciating games and studying them as an art form and more into, how do we get more clicks by sounding nasty? And then people copy that. So you go on Facebook and everybody acts the fucking same. So it's not even just critics. It's like your peers turned into these, like, critics. And then if a movie's good... The thing that Carissa knows, I fucking hate when people just say, oh, that's a good show. And they're like, we should go see this. I heard it was good. And I'm like, what is good anymore? Everybody's fucking sucks with sharing their thoughts about things. Like, what's good?
Right.
Like, what's good to you might not... It's just, they don't know how to express any opinion other than, nah, this part right here, I would have done this differently. And for some reason, that's all I hear.
Well, and that's the thing with all. I mean, Because the thing is, you mentioned millennials. Is I was talking to my son about this the other day. That is that way of thinking of always like the millennials, and then our parents said it about us, and then and it's just like it's not because of them. It's because of an evolution of humanity that this fucking thing that we are so. Well, that's passionate about the things that we don't like, and we don't fucking embrace the things we do.
Yeah,
and it's fucking irritating to me to have something like Star Wars that is universally loved, and don't get me wrong, if it was a shitty movie, I wouldn't fucking defend it.
Right,
but it wasn't. It wasn't. Did it go the way I actually wanted it to? No, it was completely fucking different.
I'm under the impression that Star Wars movies can't actually be shitty movies because there's just way too much funding and attention put on that subject.
Well, and
so that it's going to please the majority with every film.
Well, and I don't know if that's true in this one. I mean, the way that the reviews are coming out, like the Rotten Tomatoes reviews are fucking horrible.
Oh, from the people that I follow,
there's
they've
a petition
said good
out.
things.
There's a petition out to have it removed from the canon. They
oh my god, that is such
see
a
what
modern
I mean?
day
What a
approach.
fucking
It makes
right?
me nauseated.
Exactly. Okay.
See, and I only say millennials because of
Yeah.
ease of conversation. Yeah, evolution for sure. I've thought a lot about how our parents acted to us, to my nieces and nephews, and there's a huge difference in our media habits. And it's because of, it's like we're evolving into whatever different ways.
Well, it's the same like when I was a kid and people were listening to rap. They fucking hated it. Like my parents and their friends hated rap music.
Super frowned on.
And then me, and
and now it's country.
I'm starting to come around to being like, because I used to I never understood somebody watching a fucking YouTube video. You know what I mean? Like, like I do, like for instructional purposes. Like I want to learn how to do this thing. And so I'm going to get on YouTube and find out how to fucking, cast aluminum.
Yeah.
But then my son will watch videos of Minecraft that are fucking an hour long. And I'm like, what the fuck? You're watching one of the worst games I've ever seen. And not only are you not playing it, you're watching somebody else play it. And like,
and that's the disconnect, too, is that if I try to show shit that I like to my mom, I don't think that she connects that I'm entertained by the person.
Yeah.
Like Aaron Hansen.
Well, shit, you don't even have to go to your mom. You try to show me some shit sometimes.
Yeah, I'll show you.
I'll just be polite and be like, yeah. But I'm like, yeah, I don't fucking get these guys. I don't get
Corey,
game
be polite
or whatever. Like whatever they're called.
Game donkeys.
Yeah, I don't well, I don't know what they're called. But
what I wanted to say on top of that was just that it happened at our friend's giving party when we started talking about Movie Pass, because that conversation came from the Star Wars. Like we were talking about the Star Wars or whatever, and who's seen it and stuff. And I'm like, did you know that that's actually like working well? Like you can just go to a theater and
the Game Pass.
Yeah,
mine's on its way.
Movie Pass. It's
that's
$10 a month, and you go do all this shit. And Carissa. Originally, she was like, maybe we shouldn't do that unless we cancel all these subscriptions and stuff. Or maybe, I want Hulu more than that or whatever. And I'm just like, this is a reason for you and I to get out of doing one thing really well. We watch a shitload of Netflix and Hulu, and now we have Amazon Prime because I wanted Twitch because you get both. And we have all these subs, and that's what we do. We stay home. So I'm like, it's down the road. It's not even like a trip. And if we just have a pass, we can just go enjoy being out together, and just sitting somewhere else. Just because I think that's like, it's good. Like when I go buy food, I go inside and I sit down. Just
for me, when going to the movies, just though I'm a little different on that one, is I got the movie pass for almost the exact opposite. Is that I like going to the movies all the time.
Right.
And my wife doesn't necessarily, because I agree with her. When we go to the movies, you've never seen a movie with me, but I'm a fucking prick. Like don't
because your attention's on the movie
during a movie that I give a fuck about, even if I've seen it 100 times.
I'm like that too.
Don't talk
at the movies, not at home.
Oh, at home,
because at home
I'm that way here.
Yeah?
Yeah, if I'm watching a movie that I give a fuck about,
I'll do it at night.
If it's Game of Thrones,
I'll do it at night.
You don't fucking say a word during the episode. Like, for real, I'll fucking pause it and, like,
crawling into the boiling water, and you're like, shut up, this part's important!
Yeah. Well, I just like paying attention. They put so much effort into making everything so beautiful and so informative and shit like that, and creating these worlds that I have a way of just getting immersed in them.
You're an appreciator.
You know, and I really am, and I'm no cinematographer.
How are you in movies? Are you a shusher? Are you like,
no.
please shut your fucking mouth?
No.
No? Just down to be there?
Yeah, let's just hang out.
Just happy to be there.
Happy to be there. Watch the fucking thing and leave.
We saw a movie together last
Did we?
year. Yeah, we saw Suicide Squad.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Was that good?
Yeah.
I liked it. I've seen it several times since, too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I've heard that my only fear is that the characters that I would become invested in wouldn't have the appropriate screen time for me to, like, fully invest in it, because it's more of it's a group rather than an individual. I get so sucked into, like, personalities that, you know, like how we talked about the Punisher. That's why. It's because it's, like, one dude.
Yeah. No, that's a cool one because you get to fucking put all your focus on him.
Yeah.
Same as all those Netflix ones. Is you're following Daredevil around or whatever, you know.
So good.
But, no, I thought fucking... You've never seen Suicide Squad still?
I don't think so.
Oh, you'd know. Yeah. It's,
I enjoyed it. And the soundtrack is badass, too.
I've seen it I saw it in the theater, I think, at least twice. I know it's
How was Will Smith?
He's good in everything. Have you ever seen Will Smith not good in something?
No, and that's why I'm curious, is because I feel like I haven't had much Will Smith lately.
Have you
so
seen
maybe...
that new... is it a show or a movie?
What's his new thing?
Yeah.
I don't remember, but I just remember that I thought it looked
What the fuck
good.
is it called? Bright?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's where he's living in this world where fairies and shit like that are real,
Yeah.
and he has like this monster buddy that's a cop. And they're cops. And like that's
that
his
one
partner.
totally surprised me. I'm like,
it's not out.
really?
It's not out until
I think
tomorrow.
You're thinking of Men in Black.
Oh, Men in Black. Yeah, Tommy Lee Jones isn't actually a monster. He just looks like one and is one on the inside. But
God, dude, him in No Country for Old Men.
That's another one for me. Tommy Lee Jones is fucking fantastic.
Yeah. Who's your favorites? Like, who's your favorite like actor or actress? Just from the hip. Go.
Oh, Harrison Ford.
Really?
Yeah, I'm a
Sweet.
huge Harrison Ford fan.
sure.
You too?
And Gary Oldman. I really like
Yeah,
Gary
me too.
Oldman. He's a good actor.
Yeah.
I don't know
Gary Oldman,
Unless I
man.
see a face.
He was fucking Sid Vicious in Sid and Nancy. He's Jean-Baptiste Emmanuel Zorg in The Fifth Element. He's Count Dracula in Bram Stoker's Dracula.
All right.
He's the bad guy in Leon the Professional. He's in Dark Knight.
Yeah, he's Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, that's a good track record.
Oh, he's a master class. Yeah,
I don't even know how to answer my own question. Like
It's
waiting
hard
for
to
you,
answer
but-
that question.
I mean,
Hanks.
somebody that I really like from like certain things was, I mean, God, like, oh, there's one better on the top of my mind. No, like Gladiator. I thought that was a cool movie. So like Russell Crowe and like the few that he really shines in, or like Hugh Jackman. Like Hugh Jackman as Wolverine is just so perfect.
Yeah, I like Hugh Jackman
watching
in
that.
everything.
And Australia, I like that show.
Yeah.
And whatever else. That was a long. I thought that movie ended 4 times in the theater. I'm like, cool. All right. Oh, okay.
No, not yet. I never saw that. Is that a musical?
Australia?
Yeah.
No. I think it's just a drama. Just a really long drama.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
a bunch of Australians. Hey, wait, fucking hot out
It's
here.
like, it's crikey hot in these spots.
Yeah. Yeah, are you thinking of Crocodile Dundee?
My knife.
Classic.
Oh, he stabbed me. No, that's a bad joke.
Yeah, I don't know. What's your favorite movie of 2017? Now that the movie's coming over, we can do a year in review.
I can't even remember the movies I've watched. Like it's been shows, like TV shows have stood out to me.
Oh, me too. Netflix fucking stole my attention from the theater for sure.
It's bad. I'm really liking Future Man on Hulu. How there was that.
Oh, I smashed that. I did that
God, man,
whole
that's
thing in a couple
funny.
days. I thought it was fantastic.
What's your favorite? Since I'm bad in this subject, yeah. For
Do you have a favorite?
2017? I don't remember what's coming out this year. I tried watching
no
fucking
porn.
No, what the fuck? Superhero one.
James Dean just really.
What's the superhero
slayed.
one?
Which one?
I was talking to you about.
Me?
Yeah.
One of the recent.
Was it out
superhero
this year?
movies?
Yeah.
Suicide Squad?
Spider-Man.
No.
New Spider-Man came out.
No.
I haven't seen that. I just realized I haven't seen
I
that.
haven't either. I'm
Oh,
kind of interested. Mainly because how do you
Ben
define
Affleck's in
Andrew
it.
Is it Batman?
What
It's
the
a
fuck
superhero?
is it called?
I don't know. Wonder
Justice League. Jesus Christ.
Woman. I haven't
Yeah?
seen Justice League either.
I tried
Yeah.
watching that.
I'm waiting for my movie
Good
pass.
thing, good thing the movie pass is
The
coming.
storyline just sucked, so I left. But
Yeah, well, here's
But that
just
doesn't define what my favorite movie is.
one of my favorite experiences at the theater this year was It.
Oh, I forgot about It.
Did you see that?
I'd say
too?
It. Yeah.
Yeah?
It's my answer. Thanks for reminding me.
Hey, you bet, buddy. But there's a lot that came out. Guardians of the Galaxy 2
I haven't
was...
seen
I haven't seen it yet, but it's on Netflix, so I can watch it.
Oh, yeah,
I haven't seen the
I
first
enjoyed
one.
that. That was great. Well, so you
Which
haven't...
good grab, Netflix. God.
You haven't seen that? Neither one of you have seen Guardians 2 yet?
I haven't seen the first one.
Get the fuck out of here. Seriously?
The first one's really
He's
good.
never watched fucking Indiana Jones.
Oh, yeah, no shit.
I'm never letting that down, dude.
No, you gotta
You
fucking
watch
pass.
it.
You can skip every movie
Hey.
from now until forever. He hasn't seen it yet. That's true.
I've started it 3 times. I'm gonna get there. No, my bigger experiences this year were mainly with. It's not even media. Can I go off media for a second while you IMDb that bitch?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, one, this podcast, right? That
Yeah.
was huge. But before this podcast, I worked on D-Pad Press, which there's 15 episodes of that out there. If anybody wants to check that out, go ahead. Check it out on YouTube and not SoundCloud because we just canceled the sub. But
I'm gonna edit that out because if anybody listens to any other podcast besides this podcast, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
your family will come into harm. But no, I just I got really headspacey this year, just very into me, and so I spent a lot of time in front of just the canvas, as they say, blank canvas, which was intimidating as fuck to get over. Like I wanted to write, and I wanted to direct, and I wanted to script, and I wanted to edit, and I just wanted to figure out how to express myself. So that's where all my attention went in the spare time. So I was like trying to play whatever video games on the side. Like my number one game for the year would probably be Overwatch because of the ease of that game, sliding in and getting back out. And especially with my buddy, it allows us to just kind of have time with each other since we don't live next to each other now. But outside that, like just learning my style of editing and stuff. And I think that as far as where I'm at now as an amateur, I would say I don't think I'm ever going to be good, but I've heard that's an artist thing, so I'll never know.
You always strive to be better.
Yeah, but this show, like our intro, is my most favorite thing from 2017. Like this fucking show.
Yeah.
And watching our faces and hearing our voices and stuff and just having that be real. Like that feels so fulfilling to me, you know?
So while we're talking about it, why don't you do your year in review? You know what I mean? Do you have stuff about 2017 that really stands out besides the podcast and stuff that was important that happened this year, or anything you want to talk about?
Yeah, I mean, like every year, I always refine my love for things that I'm already invested in, primarily with YouTube and whatever people. Post Malone, he gives me shit, but it's because I put myself up for getting shit for it because I listen to it all the fucking time.
Well,
Cool,
we give
if
you
you
shit
relate
about
to it, that's fine.
And
Like,
the only reason
yeah,
with
no,
that,
no,
honestly, the only reason
I
we
like
give you
it.
shit
I
about
give
like
you
that.
shit because you're Jake.
I like Mitch, I want your shit.
Yeah, he
You
does.
can have it. 2 scoops.
Is the only reason that I could see that me ever giving you any shit about it, and probably him the same, is that how passionate you are about.
Just like we give him shit for Star Wars. 'Cause
Yeah.
they-
Yes.
You know what Trump's I hate saying that now because I feel like that's a political word now. I used to always say Trump's, and
Yeah.
then people are like Donald Trump. I'm like, no.
Just don't acknowledge it.
But Ethan Klein, Ela Klein, their fucking rise of 2017 was just extraordinary. Like
that?
the H3H3,
H3H3.
when they made their YouTube channel, I hopped on at maybe 1 million subscribers. They're at 5 million now. Their podcast has 1 million on the side, and that's just on one platform. Like that's on podcast networks and iTunes. It's on Twitch and whatever. And I don't even fucking care. This is just free plug for them because they just blew that shit up.
Yeah.
And everybody, it made me feel like I'm not so isolated in my interest because with H3, I can show that to my brother, I can show that to you or you, I can show that to random friends, and they latch on. Like Frank and Kara, my good friends, they're invested and they check out new videos now when they drop.
He's saved on my Google.
He fucking destroyed. It was so cool. And it gave me so much inspiration because I saw how humble their beginnings were, and you were able to just watch them escalate to where they are.
Yeah.
Like Game Grumps, I wasn't there at the very beginning. I was just like what would have been 7 years ago, I latched onto them, and they're still number one for me. And that's what I was saying by like revisiting people. Still burn through tons of Game Grumps in certain times, mainly when I'm feeling sad.
Yeah.
When I'm feeling a little low and like I've talked too much and I've pulled on too many pant legs, annoying people with my constant desire for attention, I put my headphones in and I'll just listen to Game Grumps and like have them take me away. And it was so cool to get another thing like that, which is the H3 podcast. Like, I don't miss one. I haven't missed a single one. And I'm so invested to where I can even see like Ethan's faults. You know, I'm like, you need to fucking stop doing that and then do more of this. And, you know, like, I have, like, a personal interest in that now. So, fuck, man, H3 just blew up my media consumption. Like, it took control. And I became a big video game Donkey fan, which I think I've probably mentioned on this show a few times. I discovered him this year. I knew he existed, but I, like, actually invested time into him, became a huge fan, burned through a lot of that. Internet comment etiquette with Eric. Funny, fucking sharp, witty guy. Burned through a lot of his stuff, and it's like that's what I did. And it's fun and the best thing about YouTube, to tell you, Corey, about us young folk, is that like when you find something you really like that is already popular, you can go backwards for a minute. Yeah, you know, you can go 5 years back and legitimately not have enough time to consume the amount of material that you like watching. Yeah. Like, I still haven't watched all of any of the people I've mentioned's videos, and that's crazy to me. So I'm just so excited about that.
That's cool.
Yeah. That's my thing. And I have a Switch now. I've wanted a Switch since they came out, and I was really happy to see that Nintendo had, like, a good year.
Yeah.
You know, those games.
It looks fucking dope.
Fucking good. The Zelda game. Yeah. Game of the year, like across the board from nearly everybody. And the other people that aren't doing that are probably chasing a headline and just wanting to get people to be like, why didn't they pick this game?
Yeah.
New Mario, awesome. Fucking.
Well, they'll have all those, right? It's Nintendo, so they'll get all the cool.
But it's new. Like when Pokemon comes out on that thing, I'm hoping it's as new as the new Zelda. Like, cause like Zelda now compared to just even the previous one, just leaps and fucking bounds. It finally matches the hardware it's out. It made me so excited. All right, rant over.
No, is that? I mean, it's your time to talk about 2017.
No, that's those are your highlights. Thing. And I feel like on a relationship side, God, dude, I feel real good with the wife.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Really happy with that.
About mine.
God, it feels so good, like being so married. You know.
I hate you guys.
How about you, Mitch? What are your highlights of 2017?
Besides getting a new car?
Yeah, you got a new car. I like your new car.
Is this still good? Now that you've had it for a minute, what do you think?
I like it.
I honestly, I know you miss your Renegade, but I like your new Jeep way more.
I wish it was black.
You like it more?
Yeah, I do.
I still miss the Renegade.
It feels more spacey. I'm a hefty fella. It feels like
the leg
more
room.
Comfortable in there.
Yeah. So besides that, I'd say all the fishing I've done this year.
Yeah.
And
that's one of mine.
I've probably caught more fish this year than my whole life. And Corey, I have you to thank for that. You've taught me everything I need to know about fishing, so thank you. It's fun. It's a fun activity to do.
Is the whiskey catching up? It looks like your energy went down a bit.
Well, I don't talk as much as you. I just want to make mine short. I have a new car and fishing, I guess, is my highlights.
What was your favorite fish? Because I know that some of them really stand out.
My favorite fish as far as...
Like what you caught.
Eating catching?
What was the... Yeah, catching.
I have a favorite fish that you caught.
My favorite fish that I've caught was a carp by its tail.
Oh,
really?
That was the biggest fight of my life.
Yeah.
Seriously? Oh, because that was like right on.
Oh, they're like
on the tail.
Big.
Yeah,
they're huge.
And I bent over to grab him. When I was bending over, my line snapped. And I wasn't going to keep him, but I wanted to hold him up, take a picture, you know.
Biggest fish I ever caught. I looked at it in its face, had the net, and the line broke.
No shit.
But that was the funnest fish to catch.
Yeah.
But I love to eat trout. Trout's my favorite to eat.
Yeah, trout is delicious.
But bass are fun to reel in too.
Yeah.
They're so aggressive. It's just...
My favorite fish that you caught, just to interrupt,
my
is
friend plays the
your
bass.
catfish that you caught at Riverton.
Really?
Yeah, when you landed that. Mainly because I went out there with crawfish and a whole bunch of bait, and I was targeting catfish, and you're fucking throwing power bait, and you fucking smashed this really good channel cat. And I'm like, motherfucker.
Which, by the way, took forever to fucking kill.
They're
Oh
fucking.
my god.
They're dinosaurs.
But, yeah. Yeah, it was a good year of fishing, and
I
we're
like
gonna do
the
some ice fishing with Corey this year for this winter, and
Yeah.
we're stoked about that.
I used to do
Pumped up.
some Mad Donuts ice fishing. It was fun on the 4 heelers.
This is my year.
I'm just trying to
This is
relate.
my time.
Trying to make you feel like your stuff's important.
That's all I have to say about that. Corey, how about you?
My 2017 was fantastic because I try to fit a lot in. Shit, I have a long list.
You're a busy guy.
I spent a lot of time in the woods. Killed my first antelope. And I know a lot of people that maybe listen to this don't like hunting and stuff, but it's a big part of my life, big part of my culture.
I'm a big supporter of hunting because of the cycle of feeding it
Yeah,
back in.
the monetary, the money coming in from hunting tags and stuff like that is the reason that bird watchers and outdoor enthusiasts that don't hunt have wildlife to go fucking look at. Yeah, it's the conservation. But
that's the word.
Yeah, as saw my son kill his first buck. I went on a really, really good elk hunt here in Utah.
How was that? Shrink down on that for a sec. Your son killing his first buck, because I've never had that experience.
It was great. It was all that it should have been, because it was frustrating as a father, because we hunted hard and I put him on a lot of deer, and he missed a lot of deer.
Yeah.
But the cool thing about it is that when he finally did get on the buck that he ended up taking, it was on the second day of the hunt, so I'm making it sound like it. But for real, Ash missed like 5-6 deer.
Yeah.
And
well, those are quick moments, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, well, once you pull the trigger, then, yeah,
They're gone.
especially that is. But and it's muzzle loader as well. It's not a
Oh,
rifle,
damn.
so
Yeah.
then you got one shot. If you don't make it happen, it's
For
over.
sure.
And they're not the most accurate guns in the world, but but it was really cool because when it actually came down and Ashton ended up taking the animal, I was in a position that I had to stay back. I had to stay back and not move so that he could make his way on a stalk and get in position to kill the animal. And it was pretty much set up perfectly because I had to stop. I had to calm down and just let it happen and not try to control the situation.
Yeah.
And I got to watch him get up there. I saw him take aim. I saw the animal fall. I saw everything about it. It was just fantastic as a dad.
That sounds really
well. It was
cool.
fantastic as just a hunter, and to be able to see anybody take an animal like that was really great. And Ashton was it's that buck right there actually.
Cool.
Ashton was really happy with it, and we had a lot of good times. We spent a couple nights in the woods, and it got really cold, and we're eating freeze-dried meals and shit like that, and really trying to rough it as much as possible. And it was really fun, and I can't wait for next year, and that's going to be a good one. But hunting was great. I spent a lot of time on the water with Mitch. That was really cool.
I went once.
Yeah, you went with us. Yeah, to Granddaddy's pond.
Yeah.
But
Saw the ghost.
saw the ghost of Granddad. But Arizona. But spent a lot of time fishing, and that was great. I caught fish in a few different states. I fished in Oregon, and first time ever fishing in the ocean. Which is really weird because my grandfather is a commercial fisherman, but I've never done it, or at least I don't remember ever doing it. And that was successful. I got to go out in Oregon on the Pacific Northwest.
Big fish or normal fish?
Oh no, they were good big black bass.
Like big normal fish.
Yeah, big. They were big.
Not like that tuna or shit
No,
that.
No,
I
nothing
don't know
like that.
about
No, it's all rock fishing and coastal fishing and stuff like that. But still being out on the ocean with my son and my best friend Ty and my wife and
my wife.
you stole your thing.
That's my thing.
But that was
it.
fantastic, and I feel really blessed to be able to do some of the stuff that I get to do, and going out and fishing on the ocean was something that I've always wanted to do, and hopefully, and I got to see my grandparents for the first time in a very long time.
That's gotta feel good.
And that was cool, and hopefully I get to have an adventure with my grandfather out on the ocean.
Yeah.
And that would be fantastic.
Is Utah best fishing still?
No, fuck no.
No?
What? Not even close.
I mean, we're
No,
best
I'm
outdoorsy.
Huh?
We're best for nature.
Fuck that
For
noise.
skiing, maybe, but
Yeah, maybe.
fishing, no.
I mean, Colorado's got some badass skiing.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't know.
I don't
these
know
things.
what this place is the best for being Mormon. I've heard, but but no, I don't get me wrong. I love Utah. I don't plan on going anywhere else. I love it. I'm not going to bullshit anybody either. You want to go fucking fishing? Go to Oregon. You know what I mean? You know, go almost anywhere else. I mean, and I'm not being a dick. There's no fucking ocean here. You know what I mean? There's no big rivers running. I mean, Provo is really good for fly fishing and shit, but if you want to go on salmon runs, it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the only salmon we have is kokanee, and it's a landlocked sockeye salmon.
You know, my papa was a fisherman, and that was so cool to see this one picture. I remember it super vividly just because the fish was bigger than fucking him.
Yeah.
And he went to Alaska out on, like a trip with maybe 4 dudes. And I think they have to double team these fish or however to get them in because they weigh 400 or 500 pounds or 200 to 400 pounds. I don't know. But just big ass fish, and I just remember seeing that. So that's what I'm picturing the whole time is you creating those memories because those were some of his favorite things.
Yeah.
About it, they defined him as a person. Were those trips that he spent with friends?
Well, that and that
so cool.
whole trip to the coast with my wife and my son and the Woolsey family was a pretty big deal to me, just because it's a place that I grew up in Oregon and. I have my grandparents lived in on the coast. Like I said, my grandfather's a commercial fisherman, but I always went to the coast every year. You know what I mean? So we were in Lincoln City and Newport, places that I've been 100 times that I've always wanted to be there with my wife and son, and it was really cool to be able to go there and do that stuff. But more thing for me, 2017, I decided to. Do more with my sausage making and stuff like that, and I ended up entering and winning both the county fair and the state fair here in Utah.
I witnessed it.
Yeah,
Was it glorious?
It was fantastic.
Was he smug as fuck? Look at all these.
Don't fucking touch me.
We went to the
you
fucking
piece of
fair
shit.
to see.
No, it was the middle of the day. I'm like, Mitch, come with me. I can't fucking wait.
Okay.
No, I have to see if I won anything. For real. I'm not shitting.
Did you guys ride the zipper together?
No, the one on the right.
Played that basketball game though.
Yeah, you did. Loud ass
Lost.
music. That's what I remember. But
that was cool. I'm glad you won that.
That was cool. That was kind of a kick in the pants to see that I was on the right track.
He's got good meat.
As far as
he's got the best fucking bacon I've ever had.
It's unreal.
As far as charcuterie goes, I'm on the right track, and it's kind of to kind of out of nowhere just decide I'm gonna enter this fair thing.
Well, it's gotta feel good,
and then you win,
Especially because you, as a ex rodeo guy, you like what do you call them? Not tournaments, but just that
competitive.
Competitive thing to where it challenges the people and you can. Get rewarded for it, or just enjoy the experience for everybody that's participating. Because it's cool to see that shit sprout up.
Yeah,
for sure. I love that you guys are into that.
Yeah, it's been a really good year. I got to mention that it was. I mean, not that he's listening, but it was really cool. By elk hunt that I went on, even though I didn't kill anything, is probably the best hunt I've ever been on in my life that I was a part of because I worked my ass off. It's what really started my trying to eat healthier and be healthier and shit like that, and my buddy Taylor, who's only been hunting for a couple years.
Taylor's a cool guy. I like Taylor.
He's a great guy.
Yeah.
And he's only been hunting for a couple years and with a bow. He just started this, and he killed his first elk this year with a bow, and it was I think the weekend after me and him were up there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Me and him spent 4 days up in Fish Lake hiking our asses off, and it's no shit. We're waking up before the sun, we're out all day, coming when the sun's down, and then going to bed, waking up and doing it again.
Yeah.
Every fucking day. And it was fantastic to put myself in a position where I could get really close to animals, and the tag I had in my pocket, I could only take a specific elk. And all the elk I saw were too big for me to kill.
Seriously?
Yeah, and it was I could have done it.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah. It's called a spike only tag. Is if you get the archery here, the hunter's choice is what it's called. Certain units are any bull, and certain units are spike only, and you can pretty much take a cow anywhere. And so I was like, in my head, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna kill a cow like on the first day.
Yeah.
Didn't see a single cow.
Damn.
You know, any other time that's all I see. But I'm getting into some nice raghorns and nice big bulls, and I can't kill them, and I'm 50 yards away from them, and they don't see me. Now, I don't know, on audio that might not mean a lot, but I'm a big guy, and hiking, you know, a couple miles uphill before the sun
that's
comes
a word
up.
for anybody that hasn't fucking done it.
Is
you know?
For you to try to cover your scent and to not get noticed. Is that it was a huge achievement for me, and which is weird to say because I didn't kill anything.
Yeah.
And but it's still one of the most successful hunts.
Made you feel good.
It made me feel like a fucking hunter again.
That's awesome.
You know, and it felt really good. But yeah, and this is the first year I ever listened to podcasts. I got into podcasts this year.
I came back to podcasts this year.
Did you?
Yeah, because I wasn't in for years.
Oh, that isn't true. I listened to podcasts before. It was all local stuff. I didn't realize that there was a big national thing.
I did lightly, you know,
Yeah.
here and there. But now I fucking listen to podcasts.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's a podcast?
A podcast? It's like internet radio.
Yeah.
We should do one.
No.
Speaking of, my brother, and me, I fell back into them.
Yeah.
And that was a really big thing that happened in the past couple of months because I just, you know, you forget your fandom for some stuff because you get distracted on these other pathways. And, God, they're just such consistent, good dudes. I love their humor. I love their connection that they show with their, you know, their fan base and stuff. And then they made a show with their dad called The Adventure Zone. And it was really, really nice to see them be able to take that off because it was just a D&D podcast from the brothers and their dad. And Griffin learned how to do, and then you know I talk about people that I can almost shadow if I try hard enough. You know, that's so inspirational for me to see him make his own music, make his own fucking storylines, pull his family together, and do all these different things. It's just cool.
Yeah,
I could just rant on that for a minute, but it's just pulled me right back into podcasts in a big way because I'm just like, fuck, man, I love this classic conversation.
Well, and
medium.
I know, like, I don't think you're that bit much of a fan, but I found one called Lore that everybody knows about. That I found out later. Cool. They made a fucking move.
I would like you to tell me specifically what it was that you liked.
You're getting good at it.
About Lore.
No, it's honestly.
Have you checked it out?
We can make fun. We can make fun of that dude all day, but what he does is extremely entertaining to me.
Well, and it's hard work.
And
really
you know
is.
it. Oh
yeah.
fuck! Can you imagine?
It's a great show,
and it's bi-weekly. This dude's pumping those out every other week.
Turning it into a TV show now.
It is a TV show. I saw the first season on Amazon.
God damn.
But that's like I didn't know that. And I imagine there's other podcasts like that,
the Game
too.
Grumps made a TV show.
I didn't know that there was podcasts where it was... I thought it was always just a bunch of fucking idiots sitting in a room like we are.
Yeah.
Talking. And don't get me wrong, it can be entertaining, but where he turned it into like a story where I can follow a story along while I'm working and not just trying to...
stories like vampires and werewolves
fucking
way to... like, what are some other ones he's done? Because you've listened to a lot more than me.
I heard every one of them. Yeah, he does everything. He even does repeats of certain stuff, just different stories about them. It's all just folklore, but all over the world, and it's really well done. And it's my favorite ones that he does is always he did a couple of them about H.H. Holmes. He has a couple about him, and those are fantastic.
Cool.
And I mean they're all fantastic, but those are to me. There's something about that guy that is just fucking rad. I mean, it's weird to say because he's a horrible person, but he's fascinating in the same sense. Is like Dracula. That's why we're fascinated with him. Yeah, he's a fucking monster, but he's got this allure.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
it's because when he goes outside, his skin sparkles in the sunlight.
That's what so all vampires do.
I'm gonna just thinking about it.
But yeah, 2017 was a great year for me. Like I said, I did all that kind of stuff, and I got to see two of my best friends get married. And
that's really cool. I was the witness to one of my really good friends, Rob, getting married.
Yeah.
I was the only one. me and Carissa. Because they just did courthouse for now, and maybe just that, and maybe something bigger later. But I was just like, I've never done this.
One of my neighbors got married.
Special.
One of my neighbors got married the other day, and our other neighbor was the guy that officiating it or whatever it's called. And they came over and grabbed Christine while I was at work, and she was the fucking witness. That was
cool.
pretty funny. But yeah, it was a great year. But
sure.
We're gonna take a break really quick, and we'll be back.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Broken Spoken Podcats. I'm joined with Corey and Mitch, and today we're going to continue talking about some...
I wasn't gonna let you keep going.
Oh, damn.
That was fucking loud.
Oh, yeah.
Forgot I turned it
That's
up.
how we want it. We want the horns blaring.
But yeah, guys, we're back now.
Welcome.
Energy's high.
I'm high.
So, in summary, I guess 2017 for all of us sounds like it was pretty kick-ass. I'm looking forward to 2018.
Me too. I'm stoked. It's gonna be a new, fresh start of the year.
Oh.
I think about getting my
You guys
hunter
got some.
safety.
You guys got some goals.
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing my hunter safety so I can go hunting with Corey.
Yep.
What does that entail?
Until you go and you learn about hunting.
Yeah,
Dope.
it's more about like weapon safety and shit more than anything, and how to be in the woods and with a loaded weapon and be safe and not hurt yourself or somebody else.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's required for most states.
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah,
as it should be.
absolutely.
What are your any other goals?
Get a dad. That'd be nice.
Yeah, I'm
Every year.
actually gonna be one of my big goals, especially this winter, is I'm gonna record another album. And
Oh hell yeah!
yeah, and for anybody interested, there is a poorly recorded Corey Wilson album on iTunes. If you're interested in buying that, I believe it's free right now. I think I turned it to free for the holidays.
And I'll say that as somebody that's only known you for 2 months, I love like any music that you've put out.
Yeah,
Like even just as you casually jam in the living room and stuff, it's like you put a lot of effort and time into that craft. I can tell,
Thanks.
like big time. And
and everything kind of comes to
Effort?
me naturally.
you have a good voice.
It really
too.
does. He's a great music. You're a great musician.
You are.
Thanks, buddy.
You're like a one-man,
You are.
just rock star.
I am one man. That is true.
Poppin' pillies.
What?
What?
Oh, how does it go?
I don't know.
It's the new Post Malone song.
Oh, the new
Poppin'
Post Malone
pillies.
song.
Oh, why you tell us that?
Oh, fucking duh.
What are your goals, Jake?
One is I'm gonna like actually do gym time, just for heart health, you know.
Just
like
so
I
you and Jim can get closer together.
Yeah, I mean, I really want our relationship to flourish. I feel like I could learn a lot, especially sexually.
All right. Explore his body.
Yeah, there's a lot to see.
There is. I've seen it. A lot of
Maybe I can
mystery
come,
there.
Maybe I can come to you for some tips. But no, it's something that I always like think and never do. But I'm finally going to have the work schedule because my wife and I are going to be working at the same. My wife. Yes. We're going to be working at the same place, so we're carpooling together, which means my schedule is totally synced up with, you know, like my non-work life, which means my mornings just cleared up, especially because I'm going to have like a later morning. So I have everything in place to do this, and if I don't, it's just me not doing it. And so just going to get some cardio in, maybe some light weightlifting so I can feel good. Because I had my wife tell me that like it fixes my issues.
Grab by the pussy.
It fixes my shit when I work out. Like I tell her, I'm like, I'm kind of feeling slumpy or something's up, my head's cloudy, and I'm just having a hard time or whatever. And she's like, you should exercise because when you did it, it made a difference in your day. It made
I think that's for most people.
You should go outdoors and fish with us more.
No shit. That's what it does for
I'll get
me.
a fishing license. Yeah, for sure. And that's another goal. Like as of a couple months ago, me and Carissa definitely made the fucking decision to make our social life flourish again and not be so homebodied, because I'm very much a homebody person. I like being at my computer. It's where all my interests are. Well, not all, but most of my interests are on the computer. Every time I do computer, I do a hand gesture that you guys couldn't see of me moving two mices with both hands. Meese. No, I have a pretty big goal that, I mean, I guess it's fine to talk about it here. I like to not tell because I like to show, but I really want to put some energy into the Dark Grass channel and do some kind of like not really vloggy, but kind of vloggy stuff just to get comfortable in front of the camera for a while because I'm pretty determined to just make some weird shit. Because I had this fucking problem my whole life where all my peers, like, they didn't call me funny, they didn't call me sexy, and they didn't say those types of words, they said weird.
Yeah,
and
I can see that.
It bothered me. Yeah, I was a fucking weird guy.
Yeah, you were.
No, I am. I'm a fucking weird guy. But it like itched at me for so long, and then when I started to really, really care about the shit that I was making, even if it was like low par, I got not really much support for it, and so it made me feel isolated and stuff. But then the internet and all these people that I follow like boosted my confidence and getting into an area where I can approach that comfortably because I'm like, weird attracts people that I'm not around.
Yeah.
Like right now, there's only X amount of people out there, and the ones that I need to hit, they just don't know who I am, and so, or maybe it just will be a pointless creative pursuit. But either way, I want to like dive into like video editing and really and monologuing and just using what I like, which is conversation, to like boost that shit, to just explore some personal topics and some things people maybe don't think about. And it's always been a huge goal of mine. So I guess since I'm saying it on a show that I'm already like for sure putting out, I best be fucking keeping that goal. But that's my biggest goal. I really want to push my creative interest forward.
Yeah,
I think it's the most fulfilling because it was the absolute most stressful part of 2017 for me. As an individual, not as a team. As an individual, I had a really hard time expressing myself in any way comfortably, and I feel like I'm inching there. So I have the technical skills to do what's in my mind currently, so that I can just try. Yeah, that's my biggest goal right there.
Hell yeah! And
I want to slay more puss.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm going to need all the luck I can get there.
Yeah.
But
hope your wife doesn't listen. But
I mean, that's what I'm trying to slay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought you were trying to go for strange.
No, it's not a scatter effect there.
That's
I just
my job.
That's Mitch.
When I said cardio in the morning, I really want her to be a part of that.
Yeah. Well, I think you said Claudio. I thought it was some guy that worked for you. Yeah, no, that's one thing I've noticed about the podcast in me is I basically wanted to do this because it sounded and looked like fun, and it is.
And if people don't know, we did this like instantly.
Yeah,
like, we had an idea and we're just like, let's just try it.
Oh yeah, no, the first podcast came a fucking week after we were talking about it, and yeah, no, it's been moving pretty fast, but I've noticed it's kind of pushing my other creative forces in my brain to kind of open up and stuff. And that's the thing about this kind of thing is I enjoy listening to our podcast.
I have listened to our episodes so many times.
If this never really became anything, I wouldn't really give a shit. Because it's a creative. It's a creative outlet for me, and I enjoy talking shit. Anybody that knows me knows that, and
you're good at it.
I'm really good at everything, but it's like I said, it's a creative outlet, and I like shooting the shit.
I was just remembering that time. Nobody will ever see it because I fucked up whatever I was doing. But I'm like, yeah, just tell me about yourself, Corey. And you're like, well, what's there to tell? I'm Corey. Basically, just very talented. Just went off.
Yeah.
It was so good.
But this is fun, and
I feel it when I'm around people too, and that's what like really made me feel confident in the first place to even try to even like start learning. Was I worked at a Starbucks in a hotel, and the people that would just pass through, I'm so extroverted, I don't fucking care. I'm seeing you for 2 minutes, I'm gonna blab to you about whatever's on my mind, and what was on my mind was what I was like thinking about, which was that's redundant.
Obviously.
But I was so into the idea of making something that other people got excited about it, and even if they never watched or did anything, they took that energy and they're just like, yeah, dude, I like that. Yeah. It makes I've had some ideas, and then I'm like, oh, cool. Tell me about your shitty ideas.
Yeah, and I'll pretend like I like them.
But no, it's contagious. So I encourage anybody, if it's doodling, if it's whatever, just like share yourself a little bit more, because it drives the energy around.
Oh, totally.
Your group anywhere you are.
The only reason that I haven't done something like this more or even like the music that I'm going to be putting out has been recorded since has been written since probably before I moved to Utah.
Really?
And I've been here for almost 10 years. So, and I've written music since then too. And it's you know, the whole self-confidence thing, and it gets in the way of so much shit where really, if you want to be creative, just fucking be creative. In today's day and age, you don't need anybody but yourself. You really don't. In order to express
even matter
yourself.
what mood you're in. Like, take whatever mood you're in and just do it, because
and be
you'll
honest
feel
with
better.
yourself too. That's the other thing, is you have to be honest with yourself and say, why the fuck am I doing this? Am I pretending that I'm going to be the next Ethan Klein or fucking whatever, or am I doing this because it's something I enjoy doing and it helps me express myself creatively?
Yeah.
And if you're doing that, then you're just going to be a happier fucking person, especially if you're honest with yourself. Because if you're not, then you're just
That's the hardest thing too. And I went back on my old YouTube videos. I went through a lot of stuff, got rid of a lot of stuff because it was all a lot of the same, So it wasn't that I was trying to erase myself from, what I'd done, but there was just like a pattern, and the pattern was me kind of always acting confused. I'm like, I'm just in kind of a dark place. I'm not sure what to do with, myself creatively. Just was on my mind, whatever. That went on for like a couple years after I started YouTube, and I'm like, why don't I just channel that shit and get angry or get sad or make a video about? And that's what I mean with Darkgrass is like, I'm rarely at 100%, that's just life. And so I want to channel like the bad days, and I'll bring it to the camera and just be like, this is why I think I'm having a super bad time. And then you share that with people, and then they're like, I get you, I feel that. And even if they don't say it, like, people relate to emotion, all of them, and that was the biggest cock. And I mention it because that was my biggest cock block of recording myself, was that I'm like, I'm not in the mood. I don't feel up to it. I don't feel like I could perform. I don't feel like I'm able to do. And once I just started to even just stream, just to do whatever, the couple of people like you guys and whoever else that joined in, I'm just like, fuck. I mean, like, my friends are here, so there's that, and it just made me real happy.
Fucking A.
It's hard. It really is. It's so hard, and that's why the creative pursuits are so stressful. It's because and I'm learning from every source, making it is so hard. Yeah. But then once you've made it, it seems like it's maybe just like harder, because what do you do with that? And so knowing that walking in, I'm like, I want to enjoy the process more. I want to have a lifestyle that I design. And that was the most liberating thought of 2017. Not getting the career that I want, but liberating myself from my current lifestyle and adapting it to the one that I want. I want to feel good and exercise. I want to eat, whatever. I want to create. I do want to make passionate love. I want to do all these things. And so it's like, why don't I just put energy where I want?
Yeah, and that's important to do in all aspects of life. But before we wrap this up today, I did want to say, if to anybody listening and to you guys in here, now that the year's coming to a close, I appreciate you guys being a part of my life. Everybody in my life, that especially if you're a positive influence, even if you're a negative influence, I appreciate you being there. Because I get to come home and bitch about you guys to the people that I give a fuck about when you're a prick, if whoever you are. But I think we all of us, even if we don't know it, we're pretty blessed, and we got a good thing going on. Just being alive in today's day and age. Me being a huge Star Wars fan, and there's Star Wars movies coming out every fucking year for the unforeseeable future. Yeah. It's like, oh man, I still can't get over I can't get over the geek culture that has really exploded all over our faces. And fucking Thanos is coming to the big screen later on next year. That's huge. With
all the controversy and the critical reception and all these things that are such a topic, and that I will always I'll participate in that, and that's kind of proof to the point that we were making earlier. We talked about that and not the other thing, but I am so happy with the current state of media. There's just so much for everybody, and everybody talks about these changes that are coming up or potentially happening as if they're scary, and it's like, no, look at what happened. Video games have never been more prevalent in lives. You have so many options that it's actually daunting. It's caught up with like television and movies to where you're like, where do I start? And that's such a great thing, because then you can learn where to start, and on that journey you can find like the things that are specific to you. So
Yeah.
I really, really like the way that the year turned out, and I totally lost my train of thought.
No,
there,
I know what
but
you mean. Though, I love the fact that now, if for those of us who need to be entertained, and I'm one of those guys. I need
Oh, it
to
was
have
about
a
feeling
TV.
spoiled. Like
What's that? Oh yeah, I fucking feel spoiled.
yeah, and
I
and
can
I
afford
took all that for
Hulu,
granted.
Netflix,
Movie
Amazon,
Pass.
HBO Go, or Now, or whatever it is, and yeah, I got a Movie Pass on the way, and that's still, all of that combined is cheaper than cable.
I used
And
to
I'm
have
like,
really bad
I
retail
can watch whatever
therapy.
the fuck I want. You know, I love it so much, because I am one of those guys that every night when I go to bed, I watch a show I've already seen.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I get too
Into it.
into what I'm watching. So I've seen Futurama, the entire series, a million times. Scrubs, American Dad is what I'm back to now, and I've seen all of those too.
Nice.
And it's nice to be able to have this kind of stuff for a guy like me, like who loves watching TV, loves being entertained, has to fucking zone out.
Dude, and I used to do a lot of retail therapy, and I didn't realize it, but I picked that habit up from my mother that would, apparently go credit card shopping. She told me as an adult, she's like, yeah, I spent money on credit cards to go what's up?
My mom.
All right. My mother.
My mom.
My sister, number one wife. Or number one prostitute.
Number 4 prostitute in all of Kazakhstan.
But and this is part, I think, of overcoming kind of like a long drought of depression that I wear on my sleeve now, just to try to encourage people to be more vocal about their emotions and their current state of things.
It's the way to be.
It's the better way to be, because when you hold that shit in, it's bad. But
Yeah.
I would buy things because I was chasing feelings. I felt nostalgic over Pokemon, and the first time I played that, and
I believe
playing,
they call it chasing the dragon.
chasing the dragon.
Don't go chasing
Waterfalls.
right?
yeah. There's
God, I love that song.
right.
But it was a huge thing for me, because I was so nostalgic about so many different video games. I kept buying and buying and buying, and once I stopped, and I was like, I do just like getting into a game. I like getting into Netflix. It's $10 a month. I don't have to go broke. I got more money, which made me happier, and I invested my time in the things that I actually care about more.
Yeah.
And it was super hard to do, but I felt so spoiled, and I didn't know why I was unhappy, and it was just perspective. I was just, I have so much to really look forward to all the time, and to, take a page out of your book. I've said it to anybody that'll listen. This podcast is so much fun for me, because I because of our super, I guess, liberal approach to this thing, I have complete freedom,
Yeah.
We do not trudge on each other at all, and I have creative freedom, and you guys have really just supported everything. And even just being here in this room, it's so special, that because you have to decide to do something like that. Even getting friends over to cook dinner together as an adult is fucking insane. How hard it is just to be
Can be.
come over and have a meal. And
Depends on your friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly.
But once you establish it, it's great. So no, I agree. Just a lot to be thankful for.
I sure do love you guys.
Oh man, Mitch, I love you so hard, bro.
Oh, and also, pro tip, if you're unhappy with your job, seriously just invest time in looking into a career that fits you, because that changed my world this year.
No,
I went through a lot of
Don't
jobs.
do any of that. If you're unhappy with your job, just move back in with your mom.
I would prefer that.
And don't work. And go on welfare.
Food
That's
stamps.
what I'm doing next month.
God, dude, my brother-in-law gets the fattest stack of food stamps, and he's such a normal guy. It's so great. I love it. Because one day he filled my fridge. I was happy.
There you go. That's cool. We're fixing to wrap this up, but last podcast we hinted at a contest that we're going to be doing on social media. All of the details for that will be up before this episode airs. So if you haven't seen it,
Yes.
see it. And on our Facebook, Broken Spoke Network, we find that on Facebook, Twitter.
Instagram and Facebook
Instagram.
are /Broken Spoke Network, and Twitter is @BrokenSpokeNet.
Huh.
Just so y'all know.
So y'all know. And Mitch grabbed something from Corey's
I have
box
it
of
right here
random
in
shit.
my hand, and I'm so excited to give it to someone.
Well, hold it up to the microphone so they can see it.
Yes.
That looks really good. I'm excited.
I'll shake
about
it.
that.
Ooh. It's in a box.
Explain it. Can you tell them, or should we
Oh,
wait?
no, this is...
Yeah, don't tell them what it is.
surprised.
Just 'cause that's
I know that I need
that's the
this
joy of it.
in my life,
Yeah.
and I'm sure you will too.
Maybe.
So, just keep looking for that post.
Well, for all the vagueness, there's a big box of stuff that is it's going to be.
That's what it's earmarked for. This is giveaway shit for Broken Spoken
And
Network endeavors.
today's the first day I saw the box. We've talked about the box
Yeah.
of the.
There's some good stuff in
There's
there.
some fucking
I'm
cool
so-
stuff
I'm
in
so
there.
stoked
For
about
those
this.
that I guess nobody listening knows, but I recently I have been a collector for many years, and mostly Star Wars memorabilia and figures.
Figures.
And yeah, double-sided dildos. But
Only the doubles.
I had to get rid of stuff because I'm also an outdoorsman and I have a lot of stuff in my room. So I had to get rid of most of my collection, but I reserved some of the weirdest shit and some of the coolest shit to give away
awesome.
on this kind of stuff. The rest has been dealt away with.
Yeah, more details on that. Check
More
out the
deets
pages.
coming your way.
And you know, we'll do a post of for sure on BrokenSpokeNetwork.com.
Do you think there's a pre-Malone?
Yeah. I found it yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was on the H3 podcast listening to it, and they linked a Discord app. So I clicked on the Discord, and I got into their Discord room, and pre-Malone is if you're level 75, which takes a lot of time. So you can get there.
Where?
You can hit the status
Oh,
of
I thought it
pre-Malone.
was just going to be a recording of Post Malone's parents fucking. This is pre-Malone. Right?
Hey, you know you can get pregnant off of pre-Malone.
Prima Nocte.
Skype.
Skype? You can get pregnant off of Skype.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen it.
It's dirty.
You can do pregnancy tests on Skype. But I don't think...
Let me see your belly. Now
Let me
take
see.
off your pants.
Yeah, I don't know what the butthole test is going to tell them that the vagina test didn't. All right. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Appreciate
guys.
you. I hope you had a great 2017.
Real quick.
It's a good year.
I'm going to pick a random one.
All right.
Random.
Random?
Damn it, dude! All right, that was the random one. Fuck!
Sound of the generation.
All right.